Hey! Gora! Yeah! すぐたどり着そうだお前のその胸にはいつからか生まれた自由を失った俺はただ一人でこの街へ向かって過ぎてもう振りくるまってこの後でも歌う I like cola You like cola I like cola You like cola I like cola You like cola俺はただ一人で Let's baby キスしたすぐだけに来た俺だお前のその意味は
Part 2. This is the second take because the first time I did it, it didn't want to work. So once again, I gotta, redo everything. So that's not fun on my behalf because I end up getting at least 2.5 hours on the first round. So that doesn't do me any good. So thank you very much for this stupid software that I'm using to record my voice. Or it could have been just a bad microphone connection. Either way, I'm not a happy camper right now. But I am in a good mood to answer some questions that people had for the first half of episode 4 that was already posted today. And already we're close to 100 views. So that's pretty impressive. That just goes to show who's been subscribing, because I didn't post it on Facebook till about 5 o'clock. But anywho, I'm sure people had some questions and I'm here to answer them. And the first one was, what is King of Skibbe Championship? That's easy. Skibbe in Japanese means pervert. You do the math. And for those who have Instagram, you can pretty much take a guess because it showed me with my trophy. And it's a pretty interesting trophy I might want to add. So, yeah. And the term skibbe, it pretty much means, pervert, feeling horny, or to a point you can refer to someone who's a dirty old man as skibbe, which means someone like Fred Sanford on Sanford and Son would make that phrase very famous if he ever did a show or two in Japan for stand-up comedy, because that's pretty much what they would call him just from watching his episodes of Sanford and Son, which he probably have already been called that anyways. He just, I don't know. I guess he figured it wouldn't be funny to us if he mentioned it. But pretty much skibbe is when you're very, very, in a perverted mood. Plain and simple. And for those who figure my, once again, friendship with Craig Cohn, aka Craig Classic, is not legit. He even posted it on that because he thought it was hilarious. Who I'm sure would have been runner-up in the contest if he would have entered, because he pretty much has me beat in terms of getting laid on a regular basis, because I am the exact opposite. It is like a dry spell for me right now. Not my fault. Don't blame me. Blame the partner. Don't put it all on the guy. The next question that was mentioned in the podcast was what really happened Monday night when I got mad, the argument. We will get to that part later, I promise, because that's going to pretty much be the bulk of that segment. It's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be pretty fun. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to give me heat for it, mainly the female contingent. I don't care. Y'all are just as guilty as I am. And then I don't care how you feel about it. That's just me. Probably because I'm a little bit bitter, because, man, I'm telling you, I was rolling on the first take for a good half hour. Then when we did the playback, all you heard was like Nothing. I was like, are you serious? I was like, I don't need this, man. This was something gold, and now we gotta redo it. I mean, it can't get no suck ass than that, man. I mean, it was like, you gotta be kidding me. I was like, what did I do wrong for this not to work? And probably because, I kept checking my phone for a reply from the better half, and that's one thing I can't stand about, One of my pet peeves is you can't just stop in the middle of a conversation. If you're busy doing something, then mention saying, hey, I gotta do this, talk to you later. Don't just all of a sudden just stop and don't reply. That can get your ass kicked in certain parts of the day. But I mean, but other than that, next question that someone asked. They wanted to know, what did I mean in the opening by, if I can't get no booty, then I'm gonna go for your wallet. It's plain and simple. It's pretty much a nicer version of saying, if you don't give me none, then I'm gonna, get some from your wallet. Sunday, my better half wanted to go to a Vietnamese restaurant. Now, the original plan was for me to go to the gym that Sunday. I originally planned on going to the gym. That didn't happen. So, because she sent me a message, like, not even ahead of time. To me, it felt like the last minute, telling me, hey, what are you doing later on? I said, I'm going to go to the gym around 8. What's up? She wanted to go to the movies. She wanted to take her and her kids to the movies. So I said, okay. So then I'm thinking we're going to like the 4 o'clock afternoon movie. No, she wanted to go in Bluffton, which is like a 30-minute drive from Beaufort. Once again, at the last minute. So then I was like, okay. As long as we make it back by 8, because I got to go to the gym. So then she mentioned I wanted to go to dinner at the Vietnamese restaurant. And I'm like, look at the positives, Mike. Look at the positives. You go to a 24-hour gym. You can go anytime. So look at it as that. So I said, hey, let's not worry about it. I said, let's just go. Just let me get ready. And she's like, well, what about the gym? And I'm like, well, I go to a 24-hour gym. I can go anytime. Spending quality time with you, I don't get 24 hours. To most girls, that sounds like something romantic, and, he's very thoughtful. What did I get for the reply? I got, it's up to you. I'm not trying to make you not trying to make you not go with us. Something like that, she said. Because mind you, this conversation was through text message. And I pretty much replied with, you don't try I was like, I know, but you're not trying at all on anything. So I said, I'll just be ready in an hour. Now, if you was the average guy, you would kind of feel like what you just told her would be like a slap in the face. Because I remember I used to tell her that, and I remember another thing I used to tell her, hey, I don't care if it's 60 seconds or 60 minutes, I want to be with you. I remember I used to tell her that. And, she was so appreciative of it. And I guess now once you hit to that comfort zone in the relationship, it's like, I already got you. We're together. You don't have to do nothing special because I don't plan on doing that. Okay. Point well taken. So, I drove. We went to the restaurant. And then she asked me, was I going to pay? I said, no. I said, you're paying for my meal tonight. She was like, what do you mean? I said, you're going to pay for my meal. I said, check it out, right? I said, I'm hungry. She's like, we just ate. I said, no. I said, I'm hungry for, intimate moments with you. So if I can't get that, then I'm just going to go for your wallet. I'm sure you'll come around once you start paying for every meal at your expense, not mine. And I laughed. And she probably looked at me like, he might have a point, but I'm still be stubborn. And I asked her at the table, what you got planned for New Year's? She said nothing. I said, let's have drinks New Year's Eve. Let's just, have fun, chat, shoot the shit, joke on people, have a good time. She said, okay. So, fast forward the next day. It's Monday afternoon, back from the gym. Started cooking me a post-workout meal, I sent her a message saying, hey, what drinks you want me to get for Wednesday? Oh, don't worry about it. One of her friends asked her to join her at a Japanese party. Now, deep down inside, you're thinking, well, this is bullshit, because, I originally planned on wanting to spend time together. It's like I didn't get what I want. Birthday, Christmas, and the only reason why I was able to on, monthly anniversary was because, well, I reminded you what it was. So most likely you would have forgotten unless I say something the next day. Then you'd be like, oh, I forgot. Usually that's it's the guy that forgets. But yet if the guy reminds it, we're looked at as being less of a man. We're looked at as complaining as a woman. Yeah, right. Fuck out of here with that. So I said, okay, well, have a good time. It kind of stayed, I just let that bury inside like everything else. So then I went to the gym a second time just to blow more steam off. And she sent a text message. Want a drink tonight? I said, yeah. I said, I'll take a bottle of Moscato. She said, okay, I'll pick it up. You just show up after your workout. So I figure in the back of my mind, well, maybe she might be doing this to make up for, not being able to spend New Year's. Okay, that's understandable. I'm cool with that. So I showed up there around 8 o'clock, finishing up on dinner. So, afterwards she laid down on the bed. She wanted to watch, I guess, some movie with this actor that she's been like obsessed with for the past month, and she's like living this fantasy. Oh, I'm gonna move back to Japan and I'm gonna marry this guy. He's gonna want to marry with me. And I'm looking at her like, dude, shut up. You're only saying this just to piss me off because I'm a heavily jealous guy. I have a short temper. I'm probably borderline bipolar at this point, and I blame every single woman from my past who treated me the way they did to make me the person that I am, and every single woman in the future, whether you're a coworker or a friend or a foe, is going to have to suffer. Pretty much. So, and I'm looking at like, whatever, you're not going to get with this guy. What are you going to do that a young groupie can do better? You won't win. So, I'm waiting. And she was like, go ahead and drink, I'll join you. 20 minutes later, she finally showed up after watching her movie. So I'm like, okay. Not even 3 minutes of drinking and conversating together at the table, her phone rings. It's her BFF. It's like, I can't fucking win, can I? December has been a shitty month for me. And I'm looking at her like, don't answer the phone. Please don't answer the phone. What did she do? Answer the phone. And then she like gave me this look like, shh, did hand motion and everything. Because, there's more to the situation that's going on. And I guess she doesn't want her best friend to know that, what's going on. Because she's like, hi, keep a private life. Understandable. Some of my friends don't know my situation. Most of them don't even know I have a podcast, nor do they care. And that's their situation. So I was mad. And at that time, the bottle was already halfway gone. And I was only like drinking it for, like I said, half an hour. Most of it was by myself. So I'm waiting back and forth as I'm filling my cup up. And she's looking at me like, slow down. I just look at her like, shut up. Because I'm pretty much, this bottle is giving me more company than you. So I ended up filling my cup one more. And I sat in another room. And I was watching, the WWE Network. For $9.99 a month, you won't feel neglected. So it was just real horrible. So then, almost a half an hour later, she shows back up. She comes in the room. She sits on my lap. She wants a shoulder massage. And pretty much she felt my mood was like, And then the one thing that, whether you're male or female, you should never tell your partner after neglecting them for almost half an hour, don't get mad. Don't get jealous. That's like telling a lion, don't eat meat. Don't eat that zebra. So, of course I was going to be mad. I was pissed. And I even told her, I said, I didn't like how you did that. That wasn't cool. And her response, she giggled. The average guy would have went Ike Turner on her ass. Because Mike Tyson, I don't think he hit Robin Givens. But I was trying to say Ike Turner. So, you just don't giggle like, haha, that's funny. No, that's not funny. I'm not fucking laughing. There's no smile on my face, as you can obviously see. So, she wanted a shoulder massage. I'm like, okay, well, I'm giving her a shoulder massage the whole time. I'm like, okay, done. So, I told her I'm going back to the table. You joining me? She didn't answer. She was just sitting at the bed on her phone. I was like, okay. I see what's going to happen next. So, I'm sitting about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I'm still waiting while I'm drinking. One of the kids passed by and I'm like, what is she doing in there? Oh, she's just laying in there on YouTube. And I'm like, hey, I thought you were coming back. And she was like, no, you're mad. I said, no, I'm not mad. I said, if anything, I'm pissed now because you pretty much, you left me hanging. Then I kept hearing nothing but excuses. That's my best friend. You can't judge me for that. And we're close. And I'm like, okay, knowing your situation, I can understand if the kids are ranked higher than me. That's one thing. A single mother should always take care of her kids first. And if you have a supportive boyfriend or better half or best friend, they, if they care, then they will help. So how is it, I'm ranked lower? I'm pretty much at the bottom at this point. And mind you, I go above and beyond and to the point where I'd give my last dollar, and I have numerous times, just to help them, Not because I have to, but because I want to. I don't have to, but it's what I want to do. And it's like, I feel very, very unappreciative. And we pretty much was going at back and forth, back and forth. And I'm trying to tell her my situation. I'm like, you just don't get it. She's like, I understand. I know what you're going through. I said, no, you don't. Otherwise, you wouldn't constantly do the same thing every time. And she's like not answering, and she's like paying attention to her phone. So I snatched her phone away, put it on the table. I said, stop ignoring me. I'm not ignoring you. You shouldn't have took my phone. No, because you're pretty much disrespecting me by just giggling and just telling me all these things. Now, mind you, that bottle was empty. I was, pissed off and pissed drunk. Well, not really. I'm just going with what she says. I know I was probably buzzed, but I wasn't drunk. It's only Moscato. It's like 5% alcohol. It does nothing for me. So I was just in a foul mood, and everything was just built up, and maybe that little bit of alcohol gave me the courage of, for me to stand up and say, hey, this is what I stand for, and this is, say right how you're treating. And of course she's being like super defensive and all that. She's like, you worry too much, you think too much, just grow up. So if it was an older person, they wouldn't be acting like this. And I'm like, of course not. They would have been left you out there the first couple of weeks because of what they got to go through just to deal, get to you. I'm saying nobody gonna stay with a woman with 3 kids. No. Not in this day and age, not in this generation, not even if you're 25, 35, or 45. No. And the ones that do stay, it's because they figure, well, I gotta have money. I'm gonna be a rich, it's pretty some rich old white guy who's got money. Just buy the kids attention. They're dumb to sell out into it. For when the money's gone, they don't care. So you have to feel like you gotta kiss their ass to be on their good side, and you're still not getting none out of it from the woman. But yeah, she wants that new Chanel bag. She wants that Coach purse. She wants that Michael Kors wallet. Isn't it ironic? So it was a real bad argument, and I slammed out. I was like, whatever, because you got the nerve to tell me to grow up, but you're like, this age, and your mother has still been giving you the same advice for the past 10 years, and apparently you're not taking it. It's very pitiful. I think any guy would say, I don't get paid enough to go through what I'm going through. That's very true. But I don't give up. I'm not an easy person. So I mentioned in episode 3. Yeah. So yeah, it was a huge blowout. And maybe I should have handled it different. But there was no turning back. I had to mention how I felt. Otherwise I was going to lose my mind. I really was. So Tuesday, we didn't say nothing at all. I think I pretty much, if we were in the same room the next day, we probably would have been at each other's throats again. Wednesday, New Year's Eve, I went and cooked dinner for the boys. And, it's 2:30 in the morning. They're all hungry again. So what did I do? I went out and got them something to eat. At 2-something in the morning. You get home from your party at 3 in the morning after you left at 6 p.m. that evening. And, your youngest is crying before you get home saying, I want to be with my mommy. I was like, well, mommy's not here, but I'm here. So, and that's the thing that cracks me up the most. When I ask for quality time, she's like, no, because, the kids, don't want to leave the kids home alone. But if I wasn't there, you would be home alone. The kids would be home alone till 3 in the morning. In the beginning when we hung out, we were together till like midnight or 1 in the morning. But the only difference was the youngest was asleep, the other two were playing video games. They didn't care. So it's a big difference. That's a very big difference. So, but yeah, I give my opinion, it doesn't make sense, but that's life. You take the bad with the good. And I do think that once the dust is settled, things will get better and better and better. No relationship is perfect. If anyone has a perfect relationship, that's because they've been living a lie the whole time. So, regardless of age, race, background, social status, it doesn't matter. Anywho, once again, I've almost reached my half-hour limit, and I'm surprised I remember everything I said on the second take that was on the first take, and the first take was a little over half an hour long. So that is amazingly crazy. Very, very. But I look at it like this: without the supporters and subscribers, I pretty much wouldn't have the courage to do these type of things, because part 1 was posted today at noon, and before I even posted it on Facebook at 5 o'clock, it was already at like 70, 75, 80 views already. So that goes to show people are subscribing to it. Thank you. Because without that, this is just a hobby. I'm not looking at this as a career or a future. This is just my way of closure in some of my situations, as a way for me to vent out. And what better way to vent out is, in this type of situation. To some people it seems kind of strange, but I feel very comfortable. And without people's support, you really can't, pull off the impossible. And to me, I thought this was impossible, because in the beginning I was like, how am I going to pull this off? Or people, and it wasn't the fact that people were going to listen. It was more of, are people even going to actually pay attention to it? Because even if it's 5 minutes or the whole podcast itself, it's better than nothing. I'd rather take that and run with it. Besides, I don't need an hour or an hour and a half or 2 hours like most of the people on YouTube have with their podcasts and their audio shows and all that. I just need at least 10 to 15 to 30 minutes tops, just to leave an impact. To leave an impact on many, and to leave a scar in many who disagree on my views. That's cool with me. I can really, not lose sleep over it. I lose sleep at more smaller things like, am I going to miss tomorrow's workout? So trust me, anyone who leaves a negative comment on YouTube, I don't plan on, taking it to heart. Because the ones that you see on YouTube that, leave mean comments and act tough, they're pretty much keyboard gangsters. They only sound tough behind a keyboard, but rest assured, if I were to see these people in person and got in their face and told them, what are you going to do about it? Come to find out, it's just some fat teenage kid or some underage boy, or just, some probably old loser who has nothing in life but, oozing at, I don't know, teen porn pictures. I don't know. And I don't care either. But anyways, we're officially at the half-hour mark. Thanks for listening as always. And continue supporting. Episode 5 should be up and running before the weekend, as soon as I get some interesting stuff to post about. Anyways, Happy New Year. Enjoy, and good night.
God damn it! Come on! Come here! おい！てめえら誰か俺に向かってくるやついんのかおら！おい！てめえらおい！かかってきやがら！いつ始まるか聞かされないままいつ終わるかも聞かされないまま上目で満足口先で約束嘘つきの見分けくだらない言い訳握手しながらすぐ舌を出すアコギな野郎は人を見下すいつものつまんねえはもうたくさん何がしたくて何ができるか錆びついた体勢ぶち抜いて再生ぶっ飛んでからでも遅くはねえぜ出たとこ勝負で見た目は楽勝完全万全楽しみはないぜ俺はやるぜこのまま行くぜ戦う宣言で手にした経験やれるだけいけるだけ Come here!リアルな表現で手なずけて権限